All right, guys, welcome back to this very exciting video. So we're over in the body shop, and as you well know, if you watched the previous video or the one before that, depending on when this one goes up, we got that 67 truck in, which here's the bed and some of the other parts for it. And you know, we got the Model A going and the Opal and the other cars next door. But we are waiting on a ton of parts. Jason's taking care of the sheet metal on these two cars. He's kind of bouncing between these, and our body shop's kind of become a catch-all. So I'm going through and getting all this stuff cleaned and reorganized, and we're kind of using our paint booth as a sheet metal shop right now because we are getting a new shop project in for a client, and I will have that in its own video more than likely. And we're gonna start body work on that after the first of the year. That's when it's coming in. So we won't even be painting in this thing for at least 10 months, more than likely. So we're gonna make use of the space and use every square inch we got to make some money. So, but anyway, what I was getting at is the Nomad is finally coming back, and we are getting the rockers done, the lower drive, I think it's the lower driver's quarter that's bad, and getting the floor put in it. So got to get this all cleaned up so that way we can get this car in here and be working on it, because I'm waiting on parts, so I don't have much to do really. So that'll kind of be my main focus for, you know, at least half of this week. So hopefully I can get a video out on this thing and get this thing revived back on the channel, since it's kind of had to be, you know, since that car is not paying us, it's kind of had to be shoved to the side while we get caught back up after all the waiting on parts and crap we've had in the past, and we're finally caught up. So that's why it's coming up here. So we're going to get this cleaned up, and I'll show you guys the after result. So I'll show you what we got here. So after I'm done, this will be nice, clean, and organized, and we'll have the Nomad up here. So hope you guys enjoy this. I'm pretty stoked, so let's get this cleaned up and get that car up here. Okay, as you saw, we got the thing moved in here, got it up on the roller dollies, and got it kind of positioned where I want it. I think I'm going to start with the passenger side, mainly because the only thing this needs, if you look, it says really nice through here. Just needs a little patch right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this rocker, because the other side, if you remember, probably don't, all that's gone. So we got the lower patch panel for that, which we're going to open that up in just a minute and check that out. But if you don't remember much about this car, or you're just tuning in for the first time, this is our shop project. It's 55 Nomad. It's got all the original stuff with it, down to every bit of stainless that these cars were supposed to have. This thing surprisingly has, which is why it was such a gem. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on the metal work. But yeah, like I said, if you're new, go back to the old videos. It's more towards the beginning of our channel, and go check those out. This has been a pretty cool one, and it's going to be a cool one. So anyway, without further ado, we will open up this box and check out what this lower quarter looks like for the driver's side, so we know what we're getting into. We haven't even opened it up. It's one of those things, we got the thing in the mail and threw it over with all the parts because we haven't been working on this thing. So anyway, let me see if I can set you guys up here and we'll open this thing up. All right, let's see what we got here. Gonna have to, I think got some surface rust on it, surprisingly, which isn't ideal, but I don't even know what we got in here, so. Okay. Here is the driver's side. Looks pretty good. We shouldn't need all of this back here. You know, we may only do it to right there, but it looks pretty dang good. I'm happy with that so far. And these things always end up needing a little bit of manipulation to get them perfect. That's just the reality of these aftermarket panels, but overall, that's pretty nice. Oh, we got both sides. Didn't realize that. I don't think we necessarily needed them, but yeah, we do need the lower portion, which is basically that deal right there. So we'll definitely be using these. Probably not the full pieces because the metal is so good in a lot of areas on this car. So, you know, when you get a patch panel, you know, you don't have to use the entire thing. So we'll basically use what we need out of those. So anyway, I'd like to get started on this rocker panel. So I'm gonna get my area set up. Got the welder over here, got we got my cutting tool and some stuff like that. So I'm gonna get myself set up and then check back in, getting started on cutting these things out. And I do just want to state, those are just standard 55 Chevy lower quarters. They're not Nomad specific. I didn't specify that because, as you can tell, the wheel well cut straight across. Doesn't have the Nomad wheel arch. Like I said, we're just using these to get the metal we need to fix what's there. Anyway, still getting my tools together so we can get started on measuring and cutting what we need to cut to get this passenger rocker out of here. As you just saw, we got the main portion of the rocker cut out, which is the easy part. So basically I measured the new rocker from the front here all the way back to this overlap seam, which would be the factory lead seam. And it's 41 3/4 inches, and it was 41 3/4 inches on the old one. So as you can see here, this portion of your B pillar comes down, has a little step, and then actually spot welds to the top of your rocker. This thing's in rough shape, so I may end up having to replace the top part of that. But you can see a little bit of the old rocker in here still. It goes back to about right here. So I got to finish getting this back portion taken out, and then I got to finish getting the front portion taken out, because like your B pillar, your lower A pillar here spot welds over the top as well. So it basically does the same thing your B pillar does. It goes over the top and spot welds to the top of the rocker. So now I got to work at getting the front portion of this rocker off, which I've already started, which you can see in the time lapse a little bit. And here's your lower fender bracket. So I got to make sure I have this in the exact same position, or else your fender won't bolt up, obviously. I've done a set of these before. If you go back and watch the previous 55 gasser we did in the shop, did rockers on that car as well. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to hack all this junk out, and we'll catch back up with you then. I'll show you where I'm at and how to fit this new rocker. Okay, so I want to check back in with you guys real quick. Got the rest of the rocker out from back here at the seam. As you can see, I'm gonna have to remake this little section up here, as well as the step down that spot welds to the rocker itself, which isn't a big deal. I can actually get a lot of the good metal from the new panels, which that's simple. That's pretty much ready for me to recreate this stuff and the rocker to go in there. I just finished getting the front section out, as you can see here. So basically this top section of the rocker itself is still on underneath there. So I just gotta finish cutting that portion out, and this will be ready. And I'll probably have to remake this lower as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and get these pedestals out of here, which is this guy right here. We have new of those ready to go. So I'll probably go ahead and get this thing cut out and out of my way, and then finish getting the underneath side out. But that's where I'm probably gonna leave this video off, and I'm gonna start a new video on finishing this rocker out, getting the new one on, and probably getting the other side knocked out. But I just want to go ahead and get a video out on this thing, because I've been trying to do this for quite a while, but nothing's really lined up. But we finally got it up here. So I just wanted to get something out with a little bit of content in it to get you guys kind of hooked for the rest of this build. And I'm pretty stoked on it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This is some of my favorite portion, doing the sheet metal repair. So with that being said, I think that's gonna be it for this one. So we got Frank up here cleaning up the frame. It's turning out really nice, because when we have the body back off to do the floor, we're gonna redo the chassis, get it all painted up. But yeah, anyway, look forward to the next video on this thing, on getting the rockers in it to get us further along, to getting closer to getting that floor in. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end this one off here. So we'll see you guys in the next video. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we're out.